The Cavs picked up a nice win over the Golden State Warriors last night. Final score 115-104. Another great performance from Donovan Mitchell. 31 points on 11 of 19 shooting, 5 for 11 from 3-point range. Really just a solid game overall for the entire starting five, who are now back to full strength, with Darius Garland and Jarrett Allen, who made their return against Indiana. They were held back for minutes a little bit. They still didn't play the most minutes they possibly could, but they're definitely getting more into the thick of the lineup as they get back into the full swing of things. Evan Mobley with a 13-point, 16-rebound double-double, including 5 offensive rebounds, which Jarrett Allen had 5 rebounds on for the offensive glass in his own right. Donovan Mitchell, obviously, like I just said, 31 points, a great game for him. But Darius Garland, he did get 24 points, although it was a rough day for him shooting from beyond the arc. He went 0 for 5 from 3-point range, but he did what I kind of would have liked to see when I mentioned in my starting 5 preview, when those shots aren't falling for Darius Garland. Find other ways to maybe put up points in a different way, or get involved with being a distributor. He had 7 assists, and so did Donovan Mitchell. But Darius Garland, he got to the free throw line quite a bit. He went 12 for 13, so a really good shooting day from the free throw line for him. He also, once those 3-point shots weren't falling, he did try to focus a little bit more on scoring off of driving to the hoop and scoring some contact layups, finishing through contact as best he could. A bit of a rough shooting day as well for Max Strus from beyond the arc, going 3 for 10. Not exactly the worst day, going 30%, but 3 for 10 isn't exactly the best you would see from him either. But again, didn't really seem to have too much of a negative impact on the Cavs' ability to get a victory. Obviously, the defense showing up pretty good for the Cavs, especially after the first quarter, where they broke away in the second quarter. Cleveland did, and they never really looked back after that. He had I guess something that the Cavs have been doing lately, as far as the last couple of years go. I've mentioned it, time and time again. I've mentioned it a couple of times this season alone, and it's just been getting going, where the Cavs have, at times, they've had a lead in the fourth quarter and have just kind of squandered it over the course of a couple minutes. And I think we were all kind of anxiously waiting for maybe a hint of that to happen. And there were points in the game where the Warriors made it a little closer than comfortable, but when the Warriors did that, there was always some kind of response from Cleveland. There was always a shot that was knocked down, followed by a good defensive stop. There was always something that the Cavs did to push the lead back to around double digits, around that comfortable range where the Warriors weren't completely out of it, but it's not like they were making it a neck-and-neck game either. And that's what we want to see from this point, with the Cavs being able to we want to see them be able to close out games, because in the NBA, leads are getting less and less safe, it seems like, as we go year by year. So because all of these teams, they do seem to have an ability to just come back in the snap of your hands, so fast that by the time I got through that sentence, there's probably another one that just completed. But with the Cavs, you definitely want to see them get those closing out those games, seeing that defensive edge that they had last year, and that's kind of slipped away without Jarrett Allen in there in the defense. I think this game was the first game we really saw the true impact that Jarrett Allen can have defensively, even though he didn't have the most dynamic game on offense, besides the 5 on offensive rebounds, just the 12 points, almost with the double-double. He was 1 rebound away from a double-double to join with Evan Mobley, but the starting 5 really pulling their weight in this one. The bench doing all right. You had Caris LeVert playing 32 minutes, getting 8 points, 0 for 3 from 3-point range, so not exactly the best game from him. The rest of the bench relatively quiet, although it was nice to see Niang hit 2 of his 4 3-pointers. He started off the season really cold, where they thought he might have been more of a contributor outside than he has been to start the year. But if the starting 5 can continue to be the brunt of this team, I feel like that would be good for the Cavs moving forward. Although again, it would be nice to see the bench have a crazy game here and there. So we're not getting into the conversation we had last year, where the starting 5 was talented enough to get this team to the playoffs. But once you get there, and you might need some of your depth to step up and start playing and start being a real contributor, you're kind of looking around going, well, who's it going to be? Because again, Caris LeVert, very hot and cold. I'm not comfortable relying on him to put in a dynamic scoring game in and game out. So if somebody be deeper than the starting 5 could start to really establish themselves as that go-to sixth man for the Cavs. I feel like that would be something that could really boost their dynamic this season. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did make it this far into it, leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more like it. I cover a lot of teams in the state of Ohio. Once again, thank you for watching. Leave a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed it. I will see you at the next one.